Aloha, I'm Darin Olson. My team is Comic Book Soundtracks. I'm from Honolulu, and I'm so excited to be here at my very first San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm so excited that I'm not just a music manager, but a complete fan too. Yes, I have my Deadpool socks on because that's one of our sponsors. I'm so glad to be able to have heard from the mentors that taught me about blockchain. Did you hear Wonder Woman come out with angry cello music behind her in her fight scenes? That's the soundtrack that has been missing of the comic books that I've loved for so long. My idea is to marry both the idea of artists that need a bigger fan base and comics book writers that need a larger audience. Music can be integrated by having an album put to an actual comic book. So on a recurring basis, artists can grow, music artists can grow their catalog of what they're great at. Fans, those of us that love reading, can have a better experience and enjoy comic books more. And comic book artists who draw can have a larger audience. I welcome your great questions.
So this idea sounds fantastic. How did you come up with it?
So I'm a music manager. I've had artists or platinum artists from both Japan and England. And the thing that's always been lacking for me is movies have soundtracks, TV has soundtracks, commercials have soundtracks, video games have soundtracks. And that's the idea part where it came from, is how much money it takes them for a game in order to have a soundtrack put to their game. That background knowledge, I can do that with a new artist instead of them going to somewhere like American Idol that has no fan base, for example, for them specifically, and then they forget about music totally. The fans of comic books and the fans of music can then build upon themselves as a better user experience. So I've been both a music manager of platinum artists from Japan and England, and I'm a total fanboy of comic books. I've always wanted some of the great comic books that I enjoy reading to have music with them. Movies have soundtracks, TV has soundtracks, even commercials have soundtracks. Since I've been in the industry and knowing what it takes for a video game company to have a soundtrack put to their game, then I now have that knowledge in order to do something that I love, which is have comic book soundtracks.
Excellent. Now I got to see a film that had a comic book with 7 female DJs earlier this year. Do you have a publishing strategy, and how would you like to see this reach your fans?
So the proof of concept level is our stage 1 in order to get, so I'm from Hawaii and we have 2 Comic-Cons similar to Comic-Con San Diego. So we have more music events. So we have artists brought in from Japan, and they want a fan base. That's to them their problem. So the proof of concept for this project is to have a music manager, music supervisor in order to marry both comic books and the music. The stage 2 is using the blockchain platform in order to have users be able to have a community to make it sustainable, so that they pick the musicians, artists, and writers that they want of their favorite experiences.
So talking about distribution as well, have you thought about how this could harmonize with digital comics on Comixology, for example?
That program, for this, the stage 2, we were talking about it being on this blockchain platform in order to have it monetized. You know the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monetized.
Monetized. Yeah, you got it.
So it'll be a bespoke platform.
Yes.
What resources do you need to execute this?
I have some artists in Hawaii in mind already. some First Peoples Hawaiians that draw comic books and want to have their experiences shared, and some artists, music artists in Hawaii that would be amenable to this idea because they desire having a larger fan base. Especially in Hawaii, where we have limited resources, we make the most of it as often as we can. And being able to share that both with San Diego Comic-Con, which has the much larger platform, but in Hawaii as a proof of concept. So answering what resources I need, both the artists, music, and art to begin with.
Last question.
This sounds like a fan engagement strategy. How do you get the fans excited about what you're doing?
So it's completely niche, and I understand that, but once it's experienced by different users, hopefully it'll grow both the comic book reader base and the music appreciation base. So instead of it just being niche at the beginning, it can grow to be able to sell records, sell CDs, and sell more comic books in a lasting, sustainable way.
It sounds like you have an event strategy too. And those event strategies might be the way to begin building this,
Or
right?
at Comic-Cons, both in Hawaii, San Diego, and elsewhere.
And perhaps tying your blockchain to some sort of ticketing system for those events so that people get excited about being a part of your community.
Hopefully.
It's a good start. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Awesome.